So I want to share a couple of approaches that I use or I teach when doing feedback. And a really great technique I teach is the ideas model. So the I is identify the real issue. So that's a bit about your preparation. So identify what is it that you want to change? What is the behavior, the action, the mistake, or whatever it is that you want to address. So be really clear about that. Then the D is when you're with that person, it's discovering what are the underlying causes, what happened, why did they behave, act, or do what they did. So that's, a really good way of just saying, look, this is what I saw, this is what I heard, this is my story and my experience. What's your story? And just let them speak. So you'll probably learn loads of things in that process. And in the early days, it might be very defensive and blame or something. But as they get used to the process, they'll know that actually you'll speak and then it's their turn to speak to try and find solutions. So then we come on to the E, which is explore. So this is exploring possibilities, exploring the behaviours, but exploring solutions about how you can move forward. Now, you might have some ideas, but they might have some ideas too. And it's much better if it comes from them, that they come up with the options and solutions. And the more that you can come up with, the better. And then you come on to A, action. So this is what they're actually going to do to embed this. What action are they going to take as a result of this? So that's really building in the commitment and the accountability. And then the S is sustain. So they've gone away and they've said that they're going to do this or make this change. But how are you both going to sustain it? So that might mean you agree a checkup session, a follow-up session, that you need to offer some support or provide some training. It might be that you just monitor it. But there's always a way of embedding, sustaining it. So that's your ideas model. Now, just to wrap it around that, when I'm talking about the exploring and discovering, I talked about you asking questions about, why did they do what they did? So what I call that is the my story, your story way forward. So in my story, you must have evidence. So you must be able to say, I saw, I heard, I experienced, I witnessed, I noticed. So it's something that's tangible. It can't be that Fred down the road said, or I had a complaint, because that's not first-hand evidence. So then secondly, then you say, so what's your experience? And encourage them to say, I heard, I felt, I experienced, I did, I didn't. So owning it. And the reason why we use I statements is because if you start saying, you didn't do this, you didn't do that, it becomes almost like defensive. So in your preparation around, identifying the topic, also be really clear about what evidence do you have and how are you going to prepare for the actual discovery and exploration. I hope that's helpful.